You're very welcome back to the show. Now, the three Lions have landed themselves in the Euro finals tomorrow, in case you don't know any English people or you haven't heard in every media in the world anyway. But could their success be down to game-changing breathing sessions?
It was reported that the England team hired a breathing coach to help calm their nerves and improve their performance.
So what exactly is breathwork and how does it benefit us? Breathing expert Patrick McKeown joins us on the show this morning. Thank you so much for being here. I have to say I'm highly interested in breathwork lately for a number of reasons, but it's so underrated, it's so underutilised. So does it surprise you at all, with your experience, that Gareth Southgate has employed these methods to improve his players' performance?
No, I'll tell you an even bigger connection. The breathing guru who is teaching the team has attended our training.
He attended your
so there is an
training?
Irish
So you're
link
kind
there.
of responsible.
Well, in some way. Is that good or bad? Is
So it's your fault England are in the semis. Great, thanks
the
for
final.
that. In the final, oh God, yeah, won the semis.
So, because we will be teaching internationally as well, and we've 10,000 instructors across 50 countries. So in terms of breathing, you know, I think it's tremendous, the application of it. It's not just for sports, of course, but it's for pretty much anybody and every walk of life.
Yeah.
OK, it's just England's record in penalties over the years wouldn't have been great.
Sure.
Gareth Southgate can vouch for that himself, as he missed a big one in 1996. But they took penalties the other evening, and you could see every single one of those penalty takers was in the zone. So breathwork would have helped to calm them.
Oh, totally. And also you can shift states. You know, the way to go into any situation, especially when it's challenging, you have to get the critical mind aside. And how can you do that? And this is about attaining a state of concentration that you're fully immersed in what you're doing. But you also need to bring down your heart rate. So you can imagine a player, if their heart rate is up around 160 beats per minute, that's a little bit too stressful. And in that state, all the body wants to do is get out into a fight or flight response and get out of the situation. So by just simply bringing attention onto your breathing, and even just by taking a soft breath in through your nose and a really relaxed and slow, gentle breath out, you stimulate a nerve called the vagus nerve. This brings down the speed of the heart rate. You're also bringing your attention out of your head, out of the critical mind, into the back of the head or into the body, and you're approaching that ball with every cell of your body. We do need to get the slow thinking mind out of the way, and it's not just for taking a penalty shot. Golfers could use this as well. And you've seen recent examples, but, you know, even kids going in to do exams, me coming out to do a presentation here, like I do my routine. And it's tremendous knowing that you have something to fall back on, because it kind of gives you a comfort. You're going to say to yourself, you know what, I can give this a shot. I can challenge myself. And I know if I do feel that bit stressed, I can self-regulate it. It's really important.
So sometimes our nerves do get the better of us in these situations. So you're saying everyone can develop these simple tools relating to your breath, that you can approach any situation and be calm, mindful and focus on the task at hand.
Yes. Now, of course, we're all going to have a certain degree of stress. And a certain degree of stress is good because it keeps us on edge. And it's not just about having the techniques that you're going into a situation. We also have to think about our everyday breathing in the weeks and the months. You know, like I've applied 25 years of breathing instruction just for myself, even if I was never to work with anybody else. But like on Monday, I fly to Ostrava. I speak to 900 people. I normally speak freestyle, so I'm talking off the cuff for an hour or so. And, you know, like these are just knowing that. And because really what I want my attention to move simultaneously with time. And when you're in that zone, and this is a very coveted place, but you can actually reproduce it, like at the flick of a switch. And it's not just the techniques that you do going into the situation, but it's the techniques that you learn in the weeks and months coming up to the situation.
Wow.
OK. How did you get started in this?
I had asthma, as many kids and teenagers here in Ireland. It's very high here. I had a stuffy nose. Again, it's very common with asthma. And if you have a stuffy nose, then you have sleep issues. So my concentration was very poor. And I remember reading a newspaper article, and it was about the work of a Ukrainian doctor. And he said, breathe through your nose all the time. And he said, breathe less air. Now, I couldn't get my head around this breathing less air, because we're normally told to take a full deep breath.
Yeah.
But when I remember doing an exam, I went to TCD, not too far from here. And I remember I was highly stressed going into this exam. And I went for a walk for 2 minutes just before I went into the exam hall. And I took these full deep breaths because that's what I believed.
Yeah.
I was lightheaded.
Take a deep breath and relax.
Totally the wrong instruction. The worst possible instruction ever. And it's a myth that's out there in the breathing world. The instruction to take a deep breath is actually okay, but the interpretation is not okay. So I took full breaths. Now, the harder you breathe and the more air you breathe, you blow off a gas called carbon dioxide, but simply, the more air you breathe, the less blood flow and the less oxygen delivery throughout the body, including the brain.
So that's the science behind it, basically.
Oh, the science is there, and the science is not new. Like, the science is there for over 100 years. And what's more, even in yoga breathing, because I wrote a book, Breathing for Yoga there, came out last year. Yoga breathing up until 1880 was all about light breathing. So in other words, if you want to improve your blood circulation and oxygen delivery, the lighter you breathe, the better. And it's not just about slow breathing, but it's also about the volume of air that you're breathing in there. And it was only in 1880 that a hygiene movement here in Europe start telling people, take these full deep breaths so that when people are prone to tuberculosis, which was rampant at the time, it will prevent germs from spreading. The idea took root and spread throughout the world. Yoga breathing needs to go back to its root, because what's being taught in yoga is simply, in most cases, not correct.
So if we're to apply this to our everyday, then you've a couple of exercises that you do swear by. I mean, you've been talking about nose breathing, but before we do that, we have to make sure our noses are unblocked, basically. And
no.
Now, behave yourself. But, I mean, we can do that through breathing alone,
Yeah,
some
totally.
techniques?
You can open up your nose in a few minutes. You can help open up your lungs. You can improve your blood circulation, oxygen delivery. You can bring down your heart rate. With athletes, we have them do long breath holds. We lower their blood oxygen saturation. We put them into high stress demands to cause adaptations. Like, there's a lot you can do with breathing. Depends where you want to go with it, you know.
So how do I do that? The nose unblocking exercise?
Your nose, provided that you're not pregnant, sorry, I have to say that. And for anybody at home...
That would be a miracle of the loaves and fishes and Jesus all rolled into one, so believe me, you're grand there.
Take a normal breath in through your nose and a normal breath out through your nose. Out through your nose, pinch your nose, hold your nose, and just gently nod your head up and down 10 to 15 times.
Do you hold your breath for this?
Yes. Keep holding your breath, and then to let go, but to breathe in through your nose. And there's a couple of things that I will say, given that your breath hold time is a little bit on the low side, your breathing is a small bit under par, you don't mind me saying that. But with that, now, once you do it, you have to hold your breath until you have a medium to strong air hunger.
Yeah.
And you let go, but go easy if people are prone to panic disorder or anxiety.
Right.
Because air hunger can be a psychological stress.
You have another exercise for us.
I'm going to do that once more, just to show it again. So we'll just do it once more, yes, properly this time. Take a normal breath in through your nose, only normal. Normal breath in, normal breath out. Pinch your nose and hold your nose, and just gently nod your head up and down. And keep on holding your breath and just relaxing into the body. And keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. And when the air hunger is moderate to strong, let go, but breathe in through your nose. And if you then waited about a minute in through your nose, Martin, if you waited a minute
my mouth.
and then do it again and do it 5 or 6 times, your nose opens up. And the more you breathe through your nose, the better your nose works.
Okay, we're running out of time.
Yes.
Would that help with snoring?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Well, there's 2 snoring. Mouth, it stops once you get your mouth closed. And nose snoring can significantly reduce once you improve your breathing patterns. So you can significantly reduce snoring.
Okay, so I won't need to sleep in the spare room. I'll be grand.
Well, you know, there is a solution for it.
What?
We have a tape that surrounds the mouth. And I started taping my mouth back in 1998, and people thought I was mad, you know, and now it's gone viral. And we have a tape that we brought out a few years ago, and we've sold 11 million strips.
Okay,
wow.
I'm not surprised.
So it goes.
I'm not surprised.
So there's a big problem with sleep, and especially 50% of the adult population waking up with a dry mouth in the morning.
Now, listen, we could talk to you about this
could,
all day.
forever. We'll have to bring you back.
I know, but for anyone at home, of course, who would like any more information on breathwork from Patrick, who seems to be the guru, Coldplay and everybody else you've worked with, head over to oxygenadvantage.com for more details.